this is separate stuff. We've got a coolant system performance. So we got to flush this coolant. It looks like someone mixed coolants. It's got sludge in there. So because of that, we also need to replace the coolant thermostat down in here because we're going to get a better flush, and potentially it's just bad and it's probably the original one. Same with the coolant temp sensor. That's a common fail issue. And if we're doing a coolant flush, we just need to do those two things as well. That way, that stuff is off the plate. And if anything more goes on with the cooling system, then we know that we need to do a timing belt water pump. That's just how we proceed with this engine, all right? That's just how we do it. We do it in 2 steps, not 3, because we don't want, that's just how we do it, all right? This video is about a high pressure fuel pump. If you're buying one of these cars, first off, you want to take this oil cap off. You want to take your high power flashlight. You want to shine it in that oil hole, look at the oil cap. You want to see if anything looks like metallic flake. If it does, there's a chance that this high pressure cam lobe is worn out, or it has in the past, and it's shred metal. It can get so bad that it shreds the end of the pump, and then you have to replace your camshaft, your follower, and your pump. And some people don't take the oil pan off. You're really supposed to take the oil pan off and clean that out too. But by the time all that if it's shredded like that, by the time all that stuff is shredded, damage is already done, metal is already in your engine, and it's too late. And you won't get the check engine light until that happens. That's why I don't like this engine, because if something fails, it can mess stuff up because there's already metal in the engine. Unlike the 2.0 TFSI, instead of the FSI, things can be fixed without catastrophic damage. We're not getting too far off into the subject. We just need to take this oil pump off. We need to do it quick. We need to inspect it. So first off, there's going to be some things we need to take out of the way. We need to go ahead and take this breather hose out of the way. And did you hear? It's probably still fine, but I heard it make noise. And it's hot, and it's cold, and it's old, and it's plastic, and it probably needs replaced anyway. But we're going to try not to break it. We're going to put it to the side, and I showed you this last time. I'll show you at the end how I fixed that and put a different hose on it. We're going to try not to take that off. We need to bust this. I got to mount this phone up here. Let's see if we can get some kind of zoom for you so that you can still watch. I'm not usually concerned about letting fuel pressure off. There is a bleeder right here underneath this cap if you want to relieve some fuel pressure. But also, you know, you can put a towel underneath the hose anytime you're bleeding fuel pressure. I've never been too concerned with it. If you're concerned with gas smell, just wash the engine when you're done. That's what I do. That makes it look prettier anyway. So we're going to take this and put it to the side. We're going to unclip these wiring connectors for the high pressure fuel pump and the high pressure fuel pump sensor. Put those to the side. Let's go ahead and get this pipe just out of the way. And to do that, we're gonna have 2 T30s. One of them is gonna be, you're gonna see this. One of them is gonna be down here in this corner. And the other one is going to be right here. We got this triple square right here, and we're going to get that right quick. We're going to take that bleeder screw off the high pressure fuel pump, and we're going to do that with a 13 millimeter. Like I say, I'm not concerned about letting the fuel pressure off. Now we've got, so we can move this hose out of the way. Are you still getting a good view? Let's go ahead and take our dipstick tube out of the way. Let's move this hose. You can kind of just tuck it right there. You getting that? Now, we're just gonna take the 17 and bust the high pressure nut loose. All you need is a little bit, and you can get the rest with your fingers. Now, we don't necessarily need to get this hose loose. Now, you need to be careful if you don't, because you've got limited room to move. I like to leave this middle bolt for the last one. I like to get these two out on the ends. There's only 3 of these T30s here. You see that, friends? You just unbolt the pump there with the 3 T30s. And then you want to push the high pressure fuel line down a little bit to release it. And you can simply pull it out of your way, just like this. You want to make sure not to lose your bolts because they could fall out here. And then what we're looking at is this right here. This is your high pressure cam follower. I'm getting it in the camera here. So this one looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I don't see any bad abnormal wear. So I'm gonna put it back together now. You slide the follower back in, carefully align the pump, and this time I like to put the middle one back in. Very, very, very carefully. Do it in stages there. Then we put our nut back on. There we go. Get it all the way up there, cinched tight. And then you follow it up with your wrench. There you are. Now we can put our test screw back in. That's where you would test your fuel pressure. Follow that back up with your wrench. Now we can plug our wiring connectors back in. I like to tuck this one back underneath that fitting there. Let's take our coolant hose here, put it back into spot. We'll take our T30s. You still getting a good view on this? T30 up here. We got our, what is this, a 5mm triple square. Let's go ahead and throw this hose on here. Is that right? I like it this way better. Yeah, just like that. And then we got our fuel hose perch right here. Get that finger tight. hold the solid line with the plier wrenches, and then we're going to cinch it down with the Cobras. Very nice. Don't want to forget to put your dipstick tube back in. Big dipstick itself. My booster fitting. We're fixing it. I sure hope that wasn't too much. That sure is interesting. That certainly wasn't me that made all those nicks on the end. That's just how it is. But we have this nice barb. And this hose is gonna fit just perfect. It's actually a brand new hose. See, that was a cap that was on the end of it. Now, we're gonna take this thing like this, and we're just gonna push the barb end over it. That is a nice fit. That's a perfect fit. All right, that's fixed. This hose actually is brand new. This is such a tight fit. I'm not even worried about a clamp on that side. Same here, I'm not worried about a clamp on the vacuum reservoir. I did go ahead and throw a zip tie on that side, but that is a super tight fit right there as well. So that hose is a permanent fix. And you know what, just for the naysayers, I'll go ahead and throw a clamp on this vacuum reservoir nipple. Baby zip tie just for you.